Hi guys, welcome to a new episode of Too Much with Shey.
And Becca, hey y'all.
Guys, today has been a day. Oh my God. I'm such a type A routine person, and I'm getting used to a new routine, and it's taking me out, honey.
But you're doing it
Today, it was winter.
wonderfully. You're doing it
Hmm?
swimmingly. You're doing it wonderfully. You eating down on the girls, okay?
Thank you so much. You're so kind. How are you feeling? How's the weather treating you, Miss
Oh, well,
Fall?
y'all know I don't know if I told y'all. I know I told Shayla, like, I am, if I have to choose between hot and cold, I prefer cold. But
Mm-hmm.
I was not expecting this grand of a switch up, especially in Jersey. And like, I go to work in the afternoon, and when I come out of work, like when I leave for work in the afternoon, I'm like, it's cool, calm, collected, nice little breeze. I'm like, okay,
Right.
a little brisk weather. I get out of work, I'm like, oh, que frio, like.
If you live in Jersey or New York, you understand you need to be in layered clothing because, like Rebecca said, in the morning is winter, and then by the time it hits night, it may be summer, child. You never know.
Summer, you mean winter?
And don't get me started on what it's like in the office because depending on where you work, it might still be winter. Okay. Like
Girl,
you don't know.
yesterday, my job was like laughing at me because I have a blanket at work. I was
Mhm.
wrapped. I had the blanket over the head, around the neck. I'm like, it's a big blue
Girl. Should
blanket.
have gotten that thing. You should have gotten that thing we saw at TJ Maxx. It was like a little
Oh
cute
my.
poncho thing that really looked so good on Rebecca, but she did not want to buy it. And I'm like, girl, I guess.
I told Shayla I really want the Asia sneakers. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I gotta pick between a poncho or some sneakers.
Girl, not miss. I purchase online every day. Now all of a sudden she budgeting. But whatever. That's neither here nor
I
there.
don't you got these people thinking I got an addiction, Shayla.
And do it. And that's okay. The first step is acknowledgement. Anyways, I want to give a quick shout out to all our new subscribers. Thank you guys so much for subscribing, watching. Like I said last episode, the goal was to reach 350. We're not at 350, but listen, we're still marching to 350. If this isn't your first time here, make sure you pause and check if you are subscribed. If you're not, please do subscribe. We love y'all down. Thank you for every comment, every engagement. We love y'all down.
Yes, and
I'm
I
back
also
to you.
want y'all to let us know in the comments, like, what video made you subscribe to us? Because
Mm,
I know, like, I like to think it's usually our hour-long videos, but I know we have the mini clips and I know we have like the little shorts. So I just
mhm.
want to know, like, what video gravitated y'all to us? Because I want to know, like, I need to see what your sense of humor is also like, because I know, especially the way we cut some of these shorts, it's like,
Yeah,
oh, they real funny. And then you get to watch the full episode. You're like, hold up. That's what they meant. They didn't mean to say this. They meant to say that. You know what I mean?
I got you. I got you
But
on
let's
that
get into
note.
our weekly rundown. Weekly rundown. Jag.
What's happening?
So, if you are new, this is where we kind of, just like the title, honey, we're gonna give you a little rundown of our week. Rebecca, it is your turn to shine and start us off.
Yes. Yes. So the first thing I want to talk about and mention is your girl is missing a nail. So like, don't sit here and be like, oh, she broke. She can't get her nail fixed. Nothing like that. No.
Now, missing a nail means you broke, girl.
I'm just saying, like, stop. Nah, but this is like fleshy. I'm not gonna show it to y'all because I know some people get disgusted, but like half of my
Mhm.
nail is not where it should be. So I have to suffer like this for the next 3 weeks. I mean, it's not really suffrage because you're gonna see this hand and you see the
Period.
but no, honestly, we're gonna get it together. By the time I get ready for Texas, y'all gonna see that set. Also, Shayla, I can't wait for you to go on your trip. And I rewatched our video and I do want a keychain. Nothing you said made me like convinced that I don't want a
No,
keychain.
I mean, girl, you could get a keychain. That's not a problem. It's just for me, when you go anywhere and you want to get me something, don't get me no keychain because I
I'm gonna
don't.
try to get you a bonnet next place I go to.
Oh, that's cute. A
See?
bonnet collection. I'll take a bonnet, a shot cup, even though I don't really drink for real, but it's still cute. Anyways, let's That's
I'm not done
okay.
yet.
That was your first thing of the week.
Yeah,
Then your
girl,
last
I'm not even
question.
done yet. So I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Shayla sent me a video earlier this week, and AI is getting a little too good. Like Shayla sent me this video, and
Spooky.
like I see why some people get scammed. And it's like I like to pride myself on being so smart and being
Mhm.
able to decipher real from the fake. But these AI videos are getting so good. I won't be surprised if I get scammed in the next 5 years. And like I don't wish that on me. But Shayla sent me this video. It was Malcolm X and Martin Luther King eating
Mm,
chicken. I think it was chicken
mm,
wings
mm.
with crab legs
It was
together.
a seafood boil, honey.
And it's
Seafood
like,
boil.
if I wasn't already aware, like, okay, both these people is dead, like this can't be it. But the video looks so
So
convincing.
good.
I was just like, hold up, what? I
And
was,
it's getting to a point, like you said, it is spooky. Like there are like celebrities that even the celebrities are talking about, like, please stop making videos of you kissing me because my partner is out here showing me these videos because that's how real they are looking. Or even myself, like, oh, I'm seeing myself in these videos and I'm like, did I get too high or too drunk that I black out? I don't recall doing these things. Like it is like artificial intelligence is getting way too scary. Like Rebecca said, we're already in a slow demic, and AI is making it so easy to like, you don't even have to try. You could just chat GPT anything and it'll give you the answer. You can make these fake videos where it looks like you could be in the Maldives, you could be kissing somebody. It is so scary. And mind you, this is like the early stages. So imagine in like 10 years from now, because the more you use it, the more intelligent these softwares or whatever get. And I am just not ready for the future.
I'm telling you, and it's like I'm really I'm really gonna get scammed at one point because there's no way. And like there was, I don't remember which celebrity it was, but people are
Mhm.
doing these videos where they make it seem as if like them and a celebrity were like hugged up or booed up or whatever. And one of the celebrities responded to me and said, "Hold up." I was like, "No, honestly," because it looked so convincing. Especially like I don't know if you've been seeing this trend on TikTok where people like text like their partners or their mothers or anything like that, and they pretend like they
Mhm.
let a homeless man into the house.
Yes.
Those photos look so real. I was like,
It
yo,
gets to a point. Like we need to, as a society, realize how, like, I get it. Joke, we take nothing serious, but it's going to get to a point
yeah,
that
girl.
people are gonna, I don't know.
I was just like, ain't no way. Right. And the next thing I want to talk about now, I am a very open minded individual, right? There's
Mhm.
certain things that people like to be closed minded about, where me, I'm like, no, let me see like the opposite. I see, give everybody a chance. Everybody's going to like what they like. Everybody's going to do what they want to do, right? Wait, I am an open minded person.
You are open-minded, but like open-minded, opinionated, open-minded. I don't know if that makes sense, but continue. I'm gonna let you finish.
Okay. So, one of this like basically what I'm trying to lead myself to is like my brain usually wraps around a lot of different concepts and like okay, cool, calm, collected. One thing my medulla cannot wrap itself around.
Medulla. Okay. Clap that. AI
Right.
can't do that.
Okay.
Medulla.
But one thing my medulla cannot wrap itself around is the idea of me getting down at a 90-degree angle and proposing to a man. It's just I literally like I am
I have the ring ready.
like the idea, and I
Mm,
know we are progressing as a society, and if it's for you, it's for you. But me, myself, and I
yeah.
getting down at a 90-degree angle, cracking open a velvet
Mm.
box and looking at a man's eyes and soul and say, "Will you marry me?" I would rather pluck every weed in America with a tweezer. I would rather I would rather mop the ocean with a
Mhm.
broom before I ever do anything like that. Like I just, and like I already know when me and my man get like, you know, engaged or anything like that, I'm gonna do some of the things that are non-traditional. Like I know some people don't get their man, like their men, an engagement ring. The moment you propose to me, we getting you an engagement ring. But
Mm.
I will not be the first one putting that engagement ring on your finger.
I'm glad you brought this topic up. I really am. Listen, as you guys know, we've had dating episodes before, and we have been told. Well, actually, let me not. I'm not sure if Rebecca has been told, but I have been told that I have too much masculine energy. But I'm telling you right now, me and my masculine energy will never, ever, 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 ever get down on my knee and propose to a man. I'm all about equality for men and women, and anything men could do, I could do, which I know is contradicting because if a man can get on a knee, I should be able to too. But I'm just like, that's where the bar is for me. I'm not proposing to, I just feel like in general, like as a, I don't know, I can't even, nah, I don't want to get to, you know what I
And
mean?
it's like,
But I
and
just
I
feel like if your man really like you for real, he should be the one to propose. Because then I'm gonna feel like my man don't really love me, which is why he hasn't proposed to me. So what do I look like jumping on that? Like,
yeah, it just doesn't sit right in my spirit. And I've been seeing
wow.
like this trend of like women, you know, proposing to their men. And I'm just like, I just can't wrap my brain around that. Like
I feel
I'm
like you don't really like me if
like,
you are not proposing to me first. I mean, I wouldn't say I understand it, but like I get it more if like you do the proposal after they propose to you.
right,
Okay,
like,
whatever. But you being the first one to get on your knee and propose to a man is that's like too far for me. I'm not doing it.
and it's like I saw this was like the second video I saw this week about it. And I was like, I just gotta mention this in the weekly rundown because I just like my open mindedness like reaches
It's
certain
it's closed
distance.
mind for that
Girl,
topic.
the door has no key. There is a like
Baby, it's under the sea. Under the
exactly.
sea.
And the last thing I want to talk about is our healthcare system is a scam.
Very much
Okay.
so.
I got on the phone with my doctor and I was telling her like last week because I had to go get blood work before I had my visit today.
Mhm.
And so I was telling her when I was on the phone with her, I was like, you know, I get like, I feel like I have like some type of vitamin deficiency. Like there was one point I was about to pass out while walking up the stairs because like, or whatever the reason was, right? And so I told her that. She was like, okay, we're going to do a full panel. I said, cool. I paid my little $20 copay. I'm like, cool.
And then you got that mail.
I get a message from the doctor saying that you have like a remaining balance. I said, oh, I know I have an upcoming appointment. And sometimes they ask me to pay my
Mhm.
copay earlier. Okay. I go in there.
Mm.
Why do I see $185 for
Child.
I said, hold up. Like, mind you, this is $185 of extra, like, full panel, whatever testing from the blood they already took from me. Like, you took them, you were gonna take 2 tubes from me to do one big. What was the $20 covering?
Nothing. That's the thing. You gotta pay for health insurance on like the check, and then you gotta do the copay, and then you gotta do that other third thing that is really they hit you strong with that last bill is usually the most expensive. And it's like, what was the reason?
I was like, and this is why, and Shayla and I just talked about this earlier today. Like, I was big on like, you know, I don't go to the doctors unless I'm dying. But you know, as I've been like getting more into like
Older.
my health and stuff like that, I'm like, baby, I see why I shouldn't have cared. Like $185. And then today at the doctor's office, we running through, she's telling me, oh, your B12 is fine, your this is fine, your this is fine. I'm like, if everything fine, why I even get the panel? Right. But then
Girl.
I end up finding out, y'all. She told me I got a vitamin D deficiency. She said the level should be, I believe she said a 30. I'm at a 12.
And a big caveat, usually, or like I don't want to say it's normal, but usually us people of color usually always have vitamin D deficiency. So that's not really like the surprise. The surprise is how low the low was.
I was stunned when she said that. And y'all know, I be dead serious, but people think I'm making things a joke. When she said that, I said, hold up, like that's the thing you need from the sun. She was like, yeah. I said, oh yeah, I don't be outside. That's where the bugs be. And she was laughing. I'm like, no, doctor, I'm dead serious. Like, I don't play that.
Girl.
But I was just sitting there. I was like, ain't no way. First, y'all got me for the 185, and now I got to take 12 weeks of vitamin D, like the highest dosage that they could give me, because I'm just that deficient.
And that's why also a lot of people, like, you know how they say preventative healthcare is important, but like even preventative healthcare is expensive. Like maintaining your blood work every year. For me, I wear contacts and glasses, and I have a like a chance of having like hypoglyc. I don't know what the exact name is, but it's some eye stuff, right? So I gotta say it.
Is it glaucoma?
Yeah, glaucoma, I think. I don't know. Yeah, do check it in the comments. Let me know. But it's like I have a high risk of something with my eyes, right? And so I'm already like overly dramatic and I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to go blind. And so I gotta pay extra money to get that. And it's just like, I guess I'd rather drop the $300 to prevent something, because I'm sure like once you already got the disease or the whatever, those expenses are gonna be much more. But overall, it's even a luxury to keep up with your preventative health care appointments and measurements, to get measurements or just like things like that. Because like even if you go to the dentist or this or that, it's a lot of money.
Right. And she was talking about oh yeah, like I'm gonna soon, like in a few months, we're gonna schedule for you to get another blood work. I said, oh, y'all thought y'all was gonna charge you another
shut
180.
that down. Shut it down, please. I can't. Yeah, no.
I said, I don't got it in me. You might just have to scrape me off the side.
Like, can you pass me? We need to start getting coupons for medical. Someone start that business. What are coupons? What are the Groupons for medical services? We need to
imagine you get a coupon. It's like you can get $100 off for
I'm gonna
X-ray.
be on that. Start it right now. Okay. I'll be an investor. I'll give a cute little $20 to start it off.
Yo, I couldn't believe it. But your girl about to be on some. She was like, "Oh, that's probably why you be so exhausted." And I was like, "Yo, that I do be tired. I be tired all the time, but I don't sleep." So it's like,
well, that also makes it worse because your body can't even.
And
but
they also
anyways, that was a great week.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna add this last point. They also told me I got iron deficiency, and now your girl about to be eating spinach like Popeye. I'm telling you this right now. Y'all know my obsession go crazy. I'm
already dramatic. So if you give us a reason to, you need to do XYZ, baby, we're gonna do XYZ times 1,000.
Girl, I already sat there. I was looking up like which stores got the best deals for spinach. I'm about to be at Costco as soon as we wrap up.
She's gonna be a spinach holic. You know how that trend is? You're gonna be a spinach holic for a few weeks only, though. That's the really funny part. It's only gonna last for like maximum 3 weeks, because she's gonna be so dramatic with it that she's gonna make herself like not even
exactly. If y'all know any other meals or anything that got iron in it that would be good, let your girl know in the comments. Okay.
Okay, period. So for my week, Rebecca and I actually went to an Incultured company event in New York City over the weekend, and that was super, super excited. If you're like, what's Incultured company? They are a company or an organization that is trying to kind of bridge the gap between Haitians and Dominicans here in the US. We did an interview with them, and it was super enlightening for us because you guys know we're very proud of our culture, our heritage, and like, some people think that because they live in the US that like that got nothing to do with me, but we try our best to be tapped in and inform ourselves and do the best that we can to ensure that like, we're not oblivious to the fact that yes, Haitians and Dominicans have tensions, and the tensions unfortunately continue. But it was super, super great event. And the only downside is, child, we had to be in the city at
Girl, it felt like a full-time job. Mind you, I woke up at 5:30. Left my house at 6:30. Got to the train station, met up with Shayla by like 7:45. We opened up the joint for real.
Especially one thing about rolling with me, especially because we gotta go to the city, is that you have to go in early because there's so many variables that can lead to you not showing up on time, whether that's the bus, the traffic, an accident, a this, that, whatever.
Mhm.
So that was great. We went to the city and it was
And
fun.
I want to say we definitely learned stuff, especially about Obama shit.
Yes.
Shut
Oh
up.
my God.
I said, ain't no, and
They
all you hear is me, Uncle Obama.
Yes, during the video that they showed us, it was like a portion of it. They shared a clip of where a person was like recalling how like Obama passed a legislation or like essentially forced or like there was like a legislation was passing and he was like, oh no, they can only make like $5 a
No, they
day.
wanted, so they, for minimum wage, they said
Yeah.
instead of it being $5 for minimum wage, he signed or whatever to like have it remain at $2.
Nasty work.
$2.
And I said, Obama, the Obama of the United States of America.
I
But
said
anyway,
Barack, like
that's why
Barack.
it's so important to like reach out. Like we don't act like we know everything. And I think it's super important, like to know that I don't know everything. So I need to seek out the people that like study these things because it was super, super enlightening. And number two for my week, I'm still getting used to commuting to the city, but I prayed for this. So I am super excited.
I used to pray for times like this to rhyme like this and don't get me
Period.
started. You know me, I start rapping the song.
Okay. Oh, and I'm not ready for the winter. But before we get into our news topic, this is another caveat if you are a new listener. This is called the Too Much Podcast for a lot of reasons. One of them being we talk about a whole lot of topics where we start off with our news, then we move over to our social corner where we discuss like things that are trending on social media, and then we move over to sports. So if you don't like any of the topics I just mentioned, feel free to scroll through and find what works for you. But before we get into our news segment, I do want to talk about Halloween. It is Halloween season. It's October. Did you ever celebrate Halloween growing up?
My parents let me celebrate like a few times. Like I'll
Mhm.
never forget. And my parents were the type of people, love y'all to death, but y'all used to do me crazy. My parents were the type, they bought me one costume, and that costume was gonna be my costume for like
Your life.
years. Like
Oh yes. So we are the same.
my girl, my parents, like there was one time I had pneumonia and our school was doing like a whole Halloween walk or anything, everything like that. And my family felt bad because I literally couldn't go to school. So my godmother had like a little dress up thing at her house and I was an angel. Let's just say I hit a growth spurt and I couldn't fit that no more. So we went to Party City and
Okay.
we went, no, it was either Party City or Walmart. I was a pumpkin for like 7 years.
I feel like pumpkin's only cute for a baby. I know you have wrapped up the pumpkin.
Girl, I was a
Wait,
pumpkin
what
for like,
age were you dressing up as a pumpkin?
I had to be in like 5th grade and I had to be a pumpkin for 6th grade, 7th grade.
Baby, as a seventh grader, you should not be dressing up as a pumpkin.
Honestly, I was sick. But now that like as an adult and I can dress and do my own stuff,
Yeah.
like I try to get creative, especially because I feel like a lot of times, like as plus size girls, like people don't give you options or ideas of what you could be. So like last
Mhm.
Halloween, I actually made a conscious effort. Shayla and them was dragging me
Ah.
because I, in my mind, thought I was a wolf. No,
Mm.
I thought I was a squirrel. I thought I was a squirrel. Let's
Girl.
just say when the outfit came, it wasn't giving squirrel. Like, I don't know if y'all can see this, but it wasn't giving
Girl, it
squirrel.
was none of that.
It was giving a wolf. And then I also was the Queen of Hearts. Now that outfit, I ate down. I finessed that, y'all. Y'all see yeah, you see the body, you see the crown, you see the, and then I had also made like a really quick sash because I was not wearing that crown. I said crown. I was not wearing that cape everywhere I went. So I had made this like this little sash where I put like little card things. And I like before I went out, I literally took a flat iron and just flat iron that thing onto there. So I think honestly, if you're a creative person, definitely gets fun. I like seeing the, like the little family costumes. This one girl said that her husband, they decided to be primary colors for Halloween, and they're gonna be like their child is gonna be the colors that you mix together. So it's just gonna be so cute. I just think those ideas are cute. I think I would let my kids do it, but I don't know how I feel about that trick or treating stuff because I feel like people are really crazy nowadays, and you can't just trust candy from anybody.
So for me, I 1,000%. My mom did not play around with Halloween. She's like, girl, that's the day of the devil. And I feel like maybe if I like continue living in Puerto Rico or Dominican Republic, it would be like shut down, never. But I
Right.
feel like once you get into the American school system, you kind of like are forced to celebrate it in some way, shape, or form because they do like these little parades. And then parents being parents, like they don't want you to feel left out. So like one time my mom like bought me a princess costume, and
Oh,
that was the princess costume for like 20 years, honey, until I could fit that little thing. Because I'm definitely was not being dressed as anything scary or that could be near the devil. I used to hate that scream face that everybody wears with the blood and the stuff. We was not
yeah.
having none of
I
that.
was a cop one time too, and like we had like the seniors had in like high school, we had like the seniors had to walk around like the whole school like as like a
Mhm.
little parade kind of thing. And so like I remember I handcuffed this one dude I thought was so fine. Like he thought like he
Oh
was
my
walking around like
god.
a prisoner. It was so cute in the parade. Like he looked so
That
good.
is not, we do not endorse just handcuffing random people. Don't listen to
No, he
him.
was my like I wouldn't say he was my crush. I just thought he was so fine. And so
So
he was
you handcuff? That's your way to
you
show
told me
love?
handcuff him. I said, okay.
Okay, period. Anyways, and then after that, I was always either a baby or a cat. Those were the only.
Hold up. How do you dress up as a baby?
Girl, let's not talk about it. If you know,
Wait. Nah, you had a bachelor.
hey, wait. If if you know, you know. And then that was that. I was a cat for like every Halloween because my mom was not going to spend money on a costume. And sometimes I went trick or treating. But shout out really to Disney Channel because Disney Channel carried when you got home. I love Halloween Town Down and what?
I don't. I
Ah,
I have tried. I
that
just
breaks my heart actually. But anyway, shout out to like every time I think about it, those are like great memories. Coming home, mind you, I wasn't trick or treating and like for the whole night. It was like, okay, girl, we might hit this avenue right here, and then we're going home.
oh yeah, my mom followed right behind us. She would say my friends and I could trick or treat, and like she was like, but only if I'm walking with y'all.
Oh,
And
of course, I would
I remember
never be alone.
I remember I got judged so bad because I think freshman year of college, I said to my friends, I said, we are going trick or treating. They're like, we are grown. I don't care. And so here my grown behind goes knocking on people's doors saying trick or treat. And when I came back to the dorm with all the candy, everybody's like tearing it up. I said,
Oh,
oh,
you nice. I'm like, oh, y'all not getting it.
right. I was
Aren't
like,
y'all too
oh,
grown to be eating candy? But I feel like nowadays, you remember that one Halloween where they try to postpone it because of like weather? I'm like, you
no, but they
cannot
did post.
postpone that.
I feel like I said Christmas. I feel like Halloween ain't never been the same since they postponed it.
No, dead ass. I don't know who thought that that would be okay, but like if we just can't go trick or treating or like be outside on the day of, then that's it. Better
Exactly.
luck next year because you
No,
can't
honestly.
repost. You can't reschedule that. Like it's not
I
happening.
used to love so like my god sister, like where they lived, like if you went to certain streets, that's where the bougie people lived. And I remember when we went down this one block, this lady gave me a $20 bill. I
Ooh.
said, "Oh, this is what you meant by trick, girl." Yeah.
Girl, you have to go to that house every year after that.
Girl, and
I'm sure
my
I'm sure
parents
she's
ain't gonna
not
bring me
giving out bills no more though.
yeah. Oh, they definitely not. And like
Mhm.
I remember one time I went trick-or-treating, you know, when people did the bowl thing where they would like they put a sign like take one, be considerate or whatever like
Oh,
that.
girl, people take 5.
Girl, I saw a kid take the bucket and pour the whole thing in that thing. And so I wanted to be nice. This is what you see. This is why when people are like, Rebecca, you're not nice. I'm like, because when I try to be nice, it'd be backfiring. Okay. And
Mhm.
so to be a nice person, I took a handful of my candy to put in the bowl for the next kids. This man runs out his house. I said, take one. Why would you take it? I said, I was trying to be nice. I took my candy right
Mm.
back. Audacity.
So comment down below your favorite things about Halloween. If you like it, you hate it, and your best memory of Halloween growing up. Now let's move on to the news topic, child, because life, man. I don't even know what to say. First of all, you guys remember, hopefully you do, last week how we talked about the government shutdown, and I was delusional. Okay. I thought our government was, I'm like, no way it passes a week of government shutdown. Well, today is Friday, October 10th, honey, and we are still in a government shutdown.
I'm honestly surprised. I'm not gonna lie to you. I really thought it was gonna be 3 days and we gonna get an extension. Like,
No.
girl.
Our government is a mess, and yes, we are still under a government shutdown, and I just think it's insane, or like it's a perfect example to showcase how insane divided our government is right now, that like it is taken more than 7 days, more than a week, to come to an agreement on funding the government. Neither side is willing to budget, and I'm just like, can a government operate that way, right? Each side thinks that what they're fighting for is so important, and therefore I'm gonna just stand by how I feel, what I say. But it's like there are real life consequences, right? Like there are people that are soon not going to get paid, while these elected officials are going to get paid, whether they furlough their how much money they made. The reality of the matter is that these people got money, so they could be good without getting paid a few months. But there are people that are living paycheck to paycheck and are working for the government, and they depend on this money and resource. It's actually ridiculous, and I hope that hopefully by next Friday or whenever we record again, that we're no longer on a government shutdown, because that is insane.
Honestly, I just to your point about like both sides feel like what they're fighting for is so important. And I just think if it is going this drawn out, I think there has to be something like there that's like, no. And I know like one of the main things is healthcare that they're talking about. And like
Right.
that's the reason why things are very divisive right now.
Mhm.
And I just I don't know, y'all. Let's get it together because I remember Sean Duffy, who's like the secretary of the Department of Transportation, he was like saying like, if this shutdown continues, we're going to have some problems when it comes to flights. Like people not going to be able to get nowhere. And I know Shayla got a trip coming up. I got a trip coming up.
Yeah.
So let us, like, I know this sounds so selfish, but baby, let's get it
And
together.
even like military, like right now they still got some money, but like let's say the more extended this government shutdown goes, like the more of these government people, the funding is gonna be non-existent. So imagine like you asking all these military people, oh, do this, do this, do this, and they not even getting paid. Like what?
Oh yeah, I
Mm-mm.
don't care about no nation that much ever.
Girl, listen, it's insane. So we'll see where that ends up. The next topic is New York Attorney General Letitia James was indicted on fraud charges. Okay, this news broke actually yesterday on Thursday. And that let me just read the little summary for y'all and then we'll get into it. So, a grand jury has indicted New York Attorney General Letitia James on a fraud charge. A person familiar with the matter told the Associated Press on Thursday it is the latest indication of President Donald Trump and his administration's determination to use the Justice Department to pursue the president's political foes. James last year won a staggering judgment against Trump and his companies in a lawsuit alleging he lied to banks and others about the value of his assets. This is actually so insane to me because Letitia James, I'm so bad with names, but Letitia James was actually one of the few people, right, that had the guts to see through the charges that she brought against Trump. Okay. And one thing that President Trump always said is, or like does, if you get on his bad side, just know that he will spin the block as soon as he can.
What Cardi
And
say? Cardi said, "If you got beef with me, we got beef forever."
and that is very much a line that I think President Trump keeps in his pocket because it's it's just mind-blowing to me, right? Like, you were charged, they found, right, that what she claimed you did, and now you're back in power and you're like, oh, you were a fraud because XYZ. Like, he's just using the government for his own vindicative, like, moves. And it's just very grimy and scary. And Letitia James, like, she put out a response video saying what we like, that he's only doing this because she had the guts to bring charges against him, and he was found, to be like a bad business person, right? Like, he was lying and said that, oh, his buildings are worth this money, this much, when they actually weren't. And it's like, listen, it's nasty work. And I'm very interested to see where this ends up, because does he have enough evidence to prove that what he says is what it is?
And my whole thing is, right, about this whole situation is, we talked about it a little like 2 weeks ago and last week, how like a lot
Mm-hmm.
of times, especially when it comes to Trump, it's the deflection tactic. So it's
Correct.
just like, we're bringing up this, it's a lawsuit, correct? Or like they're
Well,
charging
it's an indictment.
an
So
indictment. So yeah. So like they're bringing this indictment against her as if we're not currently in a government shutdown. So it's just like, I just don't, we got bigger things to worry about right now. I don't get it. But
yeah, and I do want to say, in that Associated Press article, James has denied wrongdoing. She has said that she made an error while filing out a form related to the home purchase, which Trump is alleging the fraud situation, but she quickly rectified it and didn't deceive the lender. So she's saying, like, look, I made a mistake and I fixed it right away, and I made the changes that had to be made. But I feel like it's always so, like, perplexing. I don't even know if that's the word. It's like, Trump has done so many things wrong and he gets a pass all the time. And it's like, when he does it, everything is great. It was a mistake. But if anyone else does it, especially a woman of color or any person of color, oh baby, they will blow up that mistake times 1,000 and make you to be the worst person ever. And it's just like, you've done worse and you still outside.
okay, he said we outside tonight. Okay.
Mm,
So the
So,
next thing we're going to talk about is all the Louisiana inmates have
mm,
been caught, y'all. So let me show y'all the graphic really quickly. If y'all remember, we did talk about this a little while back, but
right.
these are all basically the prisoners that had escaped through like a hole made out of a toilet or whatever like that.
Mhm.
So, 5 months after 10 prisoners broke out of a Louisiana jail, the last escapee has been captured. Louisiana State Police confirmed on Wednesday. The runaway inmate, 28-year-old Derek Groves, was taken into custody in Atlanta, Georgia, following a brief standoff, police said. Police Police released several gas canisters into the house where Groves was believed to be hiding, and then they found him hiding in a crawl space, right? And so, like, I've been
Mm.
seeing some people make speculation, talk about him and his girlfriend got into an argument, and she's the one who ratted him out. I don't know if that's true. I don't know,
Mm.
but it's just like, if that is true, girl, you're stupid because you think that you're not going to go to jail for harboring a fugitive. Like, I
Mm.
anyway, but I was really mad about this low key because I was like, if I had
Mad.
a parlay, I would have thought they wouldn't have caught him for years.
Girl, not everything got to do with money and FanDuel, please.
But honestly, I didn't think that they were gonna catch him at all. And then for him to be found in Atlanta, baby, I'd have been in Belize. I'd have been in Uruguay. Like, what? Why would I would not
Girl, you
be?
need money for that.
I would not be in Atlanta, Georgia. I'll tell you that. You
Well,
had 5 months to get some money together.
better luck next time. And you already know, when the government or like these officials feel like you played in their face and you made them look bad, baby, they will use every resource to make sure
And I
that
think
they take back the spotlight, because it's like, you're not about to play me, in the sense of, like, these leaders and police and this and that. If they feel like you played them, oh baby, they're gonna take the resources from the communities that need them, and it's like, oh no, we need that money because we gotta get these people?
And honestly, I think another thing that I think is like kind of funny about the story is the fact that like he they were like basically doing an interrogation with him kind of, and he was asking to be sent back to that jail. And I was like, oh baby.
We've been past that, honey. You should have thought about that before you escaped out of that.
Yo, I was just like, oh, I don't know about that one, sweetheart.
Wow, better luck next time. Another big story that has been taking over the whole news cycle is Donald Trump and his obsession with deploying the National Guard to different states. Like I feel like he dead ass is obsessed with like the National Guard. Okay, so just like Los Angeles and DC, President Donald Trump now wants to deploy the National Guard to Portland and Chicago. This week, President Trump, in a Truth Social post, said that Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson and Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker's, quote, should be in jail. Okay, in the Truth post, he wrote, quote, Chicago Mayor should be in jail for failing to protect ICE officers, end quote. And he said the same thing about Governor Pritzker. Like, he also got to go to jail. And the president's post comes after Texas National Guard troops arrived in Illinois. Despite the Democrats' fierce opposition, Trump has threatened for weeks to send troops to Chicago as part of a DK crime fighting and immigration effort. And Democrats have slammed his push as overreach and a political stunt. Okay. And a very important note is like, he is trying to deploy the National Guard to what seems like only Democratic led states. And that's kind of like, okay, I see a record here. And also, it's like he's trying to deploy the National Guard under this trope of like, oh, there's so much crime and there's so much crime. But actually, when you deploy these National Guards, they're inciting the violence, right? Because then people are on the streets protesting like, we don't need the National Guard in our state. Like, what are you doing? But let's play the clip from the public officials in Chicago, because baby, they have been clocking the tea.
Yes, this one is from the governor of Illinois.
You know as well as I do, the President of the United States in the last 24 hours called for you to be imprisoned. I want to give you an opportunity. We've seen your reaction on social media, but I want to hear what you have to say back to the President of the United States.
Well, let's start with the idea that this is a convicted felon. I mean, think about that, who's threatening to jail me. I got to say, this guy's unhinged. He's insecure. He's a wannabe dictator. And there's one thing I really want to say to Donald Trump. If you come for my people, you come through me. So come and get me.
What does that mean exactly, Governor? Do you believe that he would follow through or that he'll chicken out? He basically said the same thing to Governor Gavin Newsom when I was with him at the height of the raids in the Los Angeles area. Governor Gavin Newsom is walking free on the streets of California. You think that he'll chicken out, or would he ever arrest you?
Well, you know the expression, Trump always chickens out, taco. And I got to say, he can't arrest. We've done nothing wrong here. And very importantly, it's Donald Trump that is breaching the Constitution, breaking the law. We're taking him to court, and I believe we're going to.
He chickens out, taco is hella funny.
My favorite thing is he was like, come and get me.
Girl, you already know I'm using that. If you think, come and get me.
Okay, and my whole thing is, right, so I remember, like, because I feel like the National Guard has been in Chicago for a little bit, and I remember seeing, like, you know, they be calling them the YNs. They, like, hijacked, like, a whole, like, I forget what it's called. I forget what the thing is. It's, like, they hijacked two of them. And I was just like, no, but it's, like, a tank, I think. They like hijacked like two tanks or something like that. And I was just like, how did y'all even learn how to like take that? You know,
I feel like honestly, you are sparking because you're sparking the violence. If people are telling you like, we don't need y'all to come, and you are like, no, we're gonna be there. And also, it's like this is like resources that are being used for a non-existent issue. Like all the money that we are putting on that, how about we put that money towards housing? So it's all the homeless people that are out there. So it's all the healthcare things that we say we got no money for, but you got it when it comes to the National Guard. Like it's just so many things that it's like you are focused on things that are not really issues, because if you really wanted to help reduce crimes and this whole ICE situation, then use that money for actual efficient ways to help these things, right? Like open up social services or like after school programs, fund that, like things. There are different ways to go about it that will actually create change. You just deploying National Guards is not going to change anything.
And I like the point that you made, especially like we are sending like the National Guard for things that are non-issues, because like I have yet to see you send the National Guard when kids were getting shot in schools in Texas. Like I think that, and I know I always bring up this point of Uvalde, but like, do we forget how many kids died that day? Do we forget how many teachers were killed that day? Do we just forget all these different things, like places where these tragedies actually happen? Why is the National Guard not there? Why are we not putting more resources and money into actual protection at schools so kids don't die? But yet we're focusing on a non-issue. Like, yes, every place, every state has their own version of levels of crime, this, that, and the third. I get that. But on a grander scale, I'm not the crime somebody does in Chicago has nothing to do with me where I'm at in New Jersey. But if a school shooting happens in a whole nother state, you see police on guard at all states in my school because they're afraid somebody might actually take that as a motivation to do it in a different state as well. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, there are things that are problems that I can acknowledge, and there are things that have literally nothing to do with me and to the problem of the officials of that state to deal with, rather than it being a whole national issue that everybody thinks that we all need to be focused on. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you, but apparently crime only happens in democratic led states. Let's move on to our fun topics now. If you watch this, you're a real one. Thank you for staying tapped into the news.
And definitely let us know your thoughts on anything that we said. But let us get into our social corner. So if you are new here, our social corner is basically where we talk about some of the trending things we've seen on TikTok, Twitter, anything that we've seen, you know? You said what, Mama?
I said social media in general.
Period. So one of the things that I've been seeing a lot on social media recently is Ayesha Curry. Now, if y'all know me and Ayesha Curry, it's a little bit of a secret, but I'll let y'all in on the secret. We share a man called Stephen Curry, but you know, to us, that's Wardell Stephen Curry the third. But you know, when you know your man, you know your man.
Girl, delusional. Nigel's delusional.
You better leave my sis alone. That's a good girl right there. Okay. So the reason why we're talking about her is because she has been facing a lot of backlash for a while. Like, I think people like to bring her up like every few months, but recently I feel like in the last 3 weeks, because like, you know, she was on a press tour and like doing all this stuff for like different brands and things that she's launching. Her and Steph were like on certain shows. She's been doing her own type of like press run and everything like that. So people have been taking clips from certain interviews and talking about how basically she's like an embarrassment, how like she just doesn't respect Steph, this, that, and the third. So Ayesha Curry is facing backlash after revealing on the Call Her Daddy podcast that she originally had no plans to marry or have children before meeting her husband, Stephen Curry. So the entrepreneur admitted she once envisioned herself as a career girl and didn't expect her life to shift so early. She married Steph at 22 and became pregnant soon after. While Ayesha expressed no regrets and credited her resilience to young motherhood, many online critics accused her of embarrassing her husband and seeking attention, while others defended her honesty and praised the couple's long-standing relationship. So the whole, if you watch the whole interview, was like an hour and some change long. I watched it because I think, and I'm going to get into this point a little later after we watch the clip, is that it's very easy to see a small snippet and think that you can create an entire opinion, differing from if you had watched the whole entire clip as a whole and then seeing what your opinion would be after that. So like I said, I watched the whole thing and I clipped some of the moments that I think, like, you know, help bring her points all together. So let me play that really quickly for you guys.
Okay, 4 kids. Did you always knew you wanted a big family?
No. So I didn't want kids. I didn't want to get married. I thought I was going to be career girl and that's it. And I had my eyes set on my goals. And I was never the little girl that like dreamt about the wedding dress and all of that. And then it happened so early in my life. So it's like, it's one of those things like you don't know what you actually don't know what you want.
Pausing on you guys as a couple.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's talk about you as an individual though,
Mm-hmm.
because you had this dream.
Mm-hmm.
And did you feel like in moving with him, did you feel like you had to pick between your career and your relationship at that point?
Yes. To an extent. That was never presented in front of me that way. It just kind of had to be that way. And because after we got married, we found out we were pregnant with our daughters so quickly, I didn't even have time to think about what I wanted anymore. It's so interesting. I spent my entire life like trying to work towards something, and then it kind of just disappeared, and I didn't think twice about it. But after my daughter turned 1, I remember there being a shift and being like, I have goals for myself. Like, this doesn't feel right. I love being a mom, but I love doing other things too. And I need to get my shit together and figure out what that looks like for myself now.
Okay, rewind 2 steps.
Yeah.
Married at 22.
Yeah.
How did you know you were ready for that?
I didn't. I just knew that I loved him, and I'd never like experienced anything else. I'd never felt any differently than like, this is who I want to spend the rest of my life with. And so we kind of just dove in.
And when all this went down, like, I guess now looking back, what advice would you give to someone listening who of like how to embrace when your timeline suddenly changes?
Oh, there's no such thing as a timeline, I think, is the bottom line. Things are going to shift. Like, life is ebbs and flows, and you just kind of have to roll with the punches. Sometimes stuff's going to suck, like, but you can always recover. And I think it's important also, like, sometimes you can feel like you're in your own bubble, or like feel isolated, or like you're the only person experiencing that thing, but there's always like a resource, or there's always a community of people who are experiencing similar things.
What was the hardest part of being a young mom?
I think my identity. So because I have such an entrepreneurial spirit, not being able to call the shots all the time for myself was freaking weird. And then learning how to kind of reset myself to make it all work while still having a family was weird too. But it's made me really resilient and like a little gritty. So I'm grateful for it.
Yeah, like even thinking about how you said earlier, like once my daughter turned about 1, I was kind of looking around like, I love being a mom.
Yeah.
But I also have this other side of me that I can feel kind of wanting to come back up. And I think a lot of times women can experience like, or so I've read, because I'm obviously not a mother yet, hopefully. But like women can experience this like mom guilt of like, if I have a career and I'm not home, like did you experience that?
I still experience that. I still experience that. I'm always in therapy talking about this. But what I realized is like, if you lose, like for me being married and like with my husband, if you lose all of those things that were interesting about you, even for yourself, like even the things that made me feel confident and cool, then what are you doing? And so for me, it's always been important. I mean, I'm a little ADHD. So like I have 1,000,005 ideas. I have 1,000,000 interests. I'm very creative. I like to explore those sides of me. And I think it keeps me who I am to like my family and the people that I love. But it also allows me to have a certain level of confidence that I don't think I would have otherwise.
Right. It's like you grew up, like we've talked about, like having this thing that you were so passionate about. And to lose that creative side of yourself would just mean that you're almost like doing a disservice to yourself and then therefore to your kids and to your husband and to your relationships. Like, that's who you are.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be, as women, we're always told, like, or at least it feels like people just try to have us be one dimensional, and you can do more. Not that it's easy.
No.
But it's an option.
It's an option. Like I say all the time, I'm like, when men do it, they're like, oh my God, you're so multifaceted. Wow.
You're so talented.
What a renaissance man. And I'm like, why can't women do the same thing? Like, what is giving you the ick so bad that you feel like I can't do these separate things, be good at them, or at least try to?
So as you can see, like, again, this was an hour-long interview, but I broke it down into, like, I think 5 minutes or 6 minutes or whatever like that, into, like, you know, the little things that she's talking about. So, Shayla, as you saw, I started off with the clip that everybody was clipping, which she talked about, like, you know, I always thought I was going to be a career woman, this, that, and the third.
Right.
You know,
I don't want kids.
Right. And then she continued on to talk about, you know, her path and how, like, you know, when life changes, you change, kind of thing. So seeing the backlash that she got, and then you watch these clips, what is your opinion?
I think people just get intimidated when women proudly admit that they're not one-dimensional, right? Like that they do have a life outside of kids, that I can be a mother, but also be a boss, ASSBITCH. You know what I mean? Like, just be like, people have this old school mentality that, like, okay, if you're a mom, you got to be at home taking care of the kids, and like your kids are everything, and that's it. But the reality is that just because you have a kid doesn't mean that you should give up on yourself and your dreams and your desires and your aspirations, because at the end of the day, these kids are going to grow. And then what? They're going to grow up, go to college, or do whatever they want to do. And then it's going to be you. So you need to make sure that you still focus on you between those years, right? No one's saying that is easy, but I feel like a lot of times we say this. I do feel like society is intimidated by strong women. Like, I'm not going to get in this couch and be like, oh yeah, I've always wanted kids and this is my dream. No, I never saw myself being a mother. But then life happens, as is with everything, right? Like when I was in high school, oh baby, I swore up and down I was going to be a nurse. I went in college 2 years, nurse down. And then look where I am now. My job got nothing to do with being a nursing. I got a degree in like journalism and communication. So it's like, we do have, like, things change. I also know friends that said that, like, oh, I want so many kids. And then they're like, actually, I want no kids, because they see how life be lifing. Like, we do have the ability to change our minds, and that is okay. And I think we need to work on making it a safe space to admit that, like, no, I didn't want to be a mother. And that's another thing. People think that just because you're a woman, you want kids. That is not true, honey. I know a lot of people, especially how life be lifing recently, and all these rules and regulations and standards that they try to put on women. Not everybody want to have kids, and that is okay. Like, stop being so pressed about what other people got to do. And my last point that I want to make is, people expect that if you are married to someone that is high profile, an athlete, you know, a politician, that like your life should revolve around them. Oh, you're dating Stephen Curry. Oh, you're married to Stephen Curry. You got Stephen Curry kids. So therefore, your whole personality got to be Stephen Curry. No, I can have a life outside of this man. To y'all, it might seem like he's everything in a bag of chips, but like, I too am human. I am on the same level as him. I might not be like A-list celebrity, everybody know me, but like, I have a life. I met him when none of y'all knew who that man was, right? Like, so for you to now be here and act like, oh, because you're dating, you know, this NBA player, you need to stoop down, or like, how dare you not want to have Stephen Curry's kids? Girl, please sit down.
And so every point you made, absolutely wonderful, right? I started off the point with, a lot of people see something and then they want to go off of preconceived notions that they already had on somebody or based off somebody, and think that that applies to everything that they say and do. Shayla and I will be the first ones to tell you, we are very career-driven women, right? And I am currently going through my own battle because I am such a career driven woman that there is going to be a shift in Rebecca's life. And because of that shift, a lot of things are going to change. And I've literally been dealing with the same thing or having the same consistent, whatever it is for the last like 7, 8 years. And so now this shift is going to push me out of my element and force me to have to switch things around. But because I am such a career driven woman, this is going to impact, in my eyes at the current moment, how I move forward, my career choices. But socially, it's going to be great. But I don't really care about how great or how fun or how much I can go outside when it comes to social things. I'm worried about how can I progress career wise. But this is also something that I've been wanting. So it's like kind of that battle of like, sometimes change has to happen for you to see where things could potentially go. Now, to your point about, a lot of women like will have all these kids and lose themselves in their children. You will have these kids do everything, bathe them, do everything, make sure that they're fed, have the right clothes, have the right education, all this stuff for 18 years. Then they decide to go to college, they leave the house, and you don't have that kid that you have literally been working your behind off for providing for the last 18 years. Who are you when that kid is not there? Who are you when that kid is not around you? Who are you when you don't have that kid around to stress about? Who are you? And I think a lot of times, especially as women, because we put these stresses on ourselves to make sure that everyone who we have to take care of is good, we forget and negate ourselves. Girl, I be forgetting my words sometimes. Like, you can negate yourself. Like, you can automatically be like, I'm going to pour all this into people. And that's something that I catch myself doing at times. Like, I pour so much into others that sometimes I forget myself, but I can't do that. If I want to have a conducive life, if I want to keep living life true to me, I can't do that. Right. And I feel like the people who are so bothered by what Ayesha said is because y'all could feel like your mother put so much into y'all and she does not know who she is. And now y'all hold some type of resentment towards her, or you could feel the resentment that your parents have on you because they put so much into you and they don't know who they are now.
Yeah. And also, like, women are more than just maternal, like, material. Like, yes, women have the blessing and the luxury to procreate, right? And carry a baby. And for some women, that's not even possible, right? So like, even the fact that you are able to carry is like a blessing, right? I know there are women that struggle for that to happen. So it's just like, women are more than just how many babies you got. And I think the people that are pressed about that are probably the same people that see women as just like baby creators. Like, they're like the generators, girl, next. Y'all are weird. And they've been having it out for Ayesha.
Yeah.
They've been having it out for her for a very long time. I remember like a few years back, it was like she was trying to say something of like, oh, people don't approach her, like people don't compliment her, like on some like real regular stuff. And people are like, oh, she's just reaching for compliments and da 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 da. Like,
and it's like, it's to your point, like I said, that preconceived notion that people have about Ayesha Curry already, that is what fuels them to misunderstand and misinterpret everything that she says. So if you see that quick 30-second clip, you're automatically gonna be like, here she goes, trying to seek attention again. Here she go, embarrassing Steph again. And I want to talk about that point about embarrassing Steph. Like, what about what she said is embarrassing to him? She said, I never saw myself as just being a mother and being married so young. Like, she never saw herself in the big dress, this, that, and the third. She saw herself as a career woman. And if you watch the rest of the interview, she talks about how, mind you, she had aspirations of being an actress. She had been working in the entertainment industry since she was 3 years old. When she had the opportunity to move to LA to like further push her career, that's what she was focused on. So yes, when she got with Steph, yes, I love him. I like him. I this, I that. I love him so much to the point where I married him. Again, I'm still a career woman.
Yeah.
It's like trying to find that balance is what like she's basically trying to get at, And
but when people are already like, they're looking for ways to push their narrative of like, oh, exactly. how dare you have a life outside of this man? It's like, well, yes, I did have a life before
And
him.
I feel like the amount of men that I have seen running their mouths talk about here she go again, this, that, and third. The problem is y'all really want to be Steph Curry's baby mama. Like that's really the problem that we have here. Like to all the men who are so mad, so triggered, so pressed, I have only like the only ideas that I could think is you want to be Steph Curry's baby mama. You yourself felt like your mother resents you because she doesn't know who she is outside of your big behind self, right? Or 3, y'all don't have much going on for yourself, so why not just attack a woman for clearly stating what she stated? Sometimes the truth can be the truth and we can move on. It doesn't have to be this whole triggering statement.
So on that point, on to the next topic that was very, very funny. I feel like I already like knew that this was gonna happen, but a judge tossed out Drake's claim against Universal Music Group. Okay, so according to TMZ, who obtained the legal documents, the judge ruled, quote, the allegedly defamatory statements in Not Like Us are non-actionable opinion. In other words, Drake can't sue for defamation over the song lyrics. Quick reminder, if you don't remember, Drake was suing his own label, okay, Universal Music Group, for releasing and promoting Kendrick's diss track. Drake was arguing that the label knew the lyrics were referring to him as a pedophile and were false and dangerous, right? So he was claiming that, like, mind you, they share the same label. He was claiming that, like, his label was working against him essentially because they pushed out this diss track, Not Like Us, and in it Kendrick Lamar called him a pedophile and whatever. And I'm just like, imagine, to me that's like you get fired at your job, or like some crazy news broke at your job and you thought you had the upper hand, and now you need to do the walk of shame because you got to head back and see your bosses and all the people. Like, now you still got to, like, Universal Music Group is still your label. So you still got to continue to work with these people that you try to take to court. Isn't that embarrassing?
And I think, like, to the point earlier where we talk about Ayesha Curry, people saying that she embarrasses Steph, like, Drake, you're embarrassing yourself. Like, you are embarrassing yourself. And I remember when we had this conversation, people low-key was trying to come at Shayla and I because they were basically like, oh, y'all are just Drake haters, this, that, and the third.
No, I'm not a hater.
I'm not a hater at all. The point and the truth of the matter is, Drake, you did this because you're mad. Like, that's it. Like, you did it because you were mad and it backlashed onto you. Because, like the points we were making before, the rap beef is the rap beef. Let the beef be the beef. If you feel like you lost, take your L and keep it pushing. Whatever you drop, like, I think ever since that Not Like Us has dropped, he did a whole collab album with Party Next Door, and I still listen to that more than I listen to Not Like Us.
It's good music.
Like, it's like, sir, you know where you stand, you know what you are, and the fact that you even brought this whole like little thing up made people look at you as a joke. And look at the joke, the punchline of it all.
And the fact that it was like your own label and you still got to work for them is like the walk of shame.
Nasty
Oh
work.
my God. Like,
Nasty
imagine
work.
having to meet with like the leadership and like, you know that they're thinking about that because it's like, you really try to take us down talking about something we set you up. Sir, like, we represent you. Like, what are you talking about? Anyways, it just shows like, listen, we all have pride, but it's like, if you lost, you lost. Because now it's like you lost and you took this L, and this is also embarrassing, and it's gonna be a part of your record for life. Like, Kendrick dissed you so hard, you try to take down your label. Be for real.
Like, and my thing is, I was thinking about this the other day because, like, you know, like while your playlists are playing, random songs might play, and Not Like Us came on, and I was just like, I don't ever listen to this song and be like, yo, like, Drake is so disgusting in my eyes. I just be like,
no.
And I just keep, you know, pushing. And then when Drake, I think it's somebody like you, when that song come on, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I just bumped to both of them. I still listen to Drake. I still listen to Kendrick Lamar because at the end of the day, is rap beef. Like, I am not depending on these rappers to like break news for me, right? Like, I would now, if Rolling Stone or one of these like New York Times, Washington Post, they break some news, like a report that they made saying that like Drake is a pedophile because I know that they are going to include facts, then I'm like, oh my God, okay, defamation. But
Right.
for rappers, I'd be thinking they all be lying, to be honest. So
Right.
it's like,
If TMZ said that it comes out that Drake is a PDF document. Oh girl.
PDF document is insanity.
But the next thing we're gonna talk about, and we talk about nasty work with Drake. This right here is truly egregious work. Okay. So a girl is basically saying if you are strict with the toenail color that you get, you're doing it for the male gaze, girl. Yes. Forget that you want a nice little gloss, a nice little glaze on the toe. You doing it because a man gonna look at you and tell you it look nice. Okay. So a TikTok user sparked debate after suggesting that women who consistently choose the same toenail color, like white or French, may be doing it to appeal to the male gaze rather than their own preference. So let me play the video for you guys.
A girl made a video saying if you're really strict with what color you get on your toes, like super strict, you only get white or you only get French tip, it's because it's for the male gaze. Could not agree more, because that used to be me. I used to strictly get white for years. Not another color touched my toe for years. And then I tried something new, French tip, because that was sexy too. And you can say, oh, I get this from me, I think it's Kim. Shut up. Let's dig deeper. Because when I was like in middle school, elementary, whatever, I used to try so many colors because there are so many colors other than white. But once I started dating, that's when I started getting only white on my toes, and I really didn't even like think anything of it. And then I got older, started only getting French tip, didn't really think anything of it. It was just routine. Whatever man I was messing with at the time would always compliment me on my toes. You know how it goes. And then something switched. I tried pink. Bomb. I tried butter yellow. Bomb. I tried black. Bomb. So take this as your sign to try some new colors, because at the end of the day, men go for anything. So you might as well do what you want to do.
Girl, people try to push their truth onto others so bad. If you got cute toes, baby, it don't matter what color I put on my toes, I'm gonna eat down. My toes are those girls. And so it's like, when Rebecca first showed this to me, I was so perplexed, because I'm like, this cannot be serious. I feel like this can only be true if you are a male-centered woman. And if that's you, okay, great, dandy. But as for me, I've never made a decision, especially not a toe color decision, based on how many men are going to look at my toes. First of all, I'm not even thinking men are looking at my toes. Like, if I want purple, yellow, blue, yellow, orange, I'm going to wear whatever color I want to wear. Okay?
And then so I remember when Shayla and I were talking on the phone, I said, Shayla, like, this video I just saw, Shayla was like, I don't believe you. Find that video. And once I found it, because, Shayla and I's timelines, especially on TikTok, is extremely different. So there's times where I'll tell her I see certain conversations happening. She's like, girl, that's not on my timeline. And I'm just like, girl, I'm telling you, this is what the people are saying.
But that was very baffling to me to hear.
So when I saw this, right, I thought back to my own experience. Now, growing up, I remember I used to get hot pink, red, blue, every color under the sun on my toes. And then I remember I had saw this girl make a post about white toes, like white toes are so cute. And I tried to fight against it for the longest because I never tried white before. And I tried, you know what? Let me try it. So then I tried it, and I actually liked how it looked. It looks very clean. It looks crisp. I liked it. And then so I did that for like a year and a half. And then I wanted to change because, with white toes, white gets dirty very easily. So I was like looking at a photo on the wall that they have at the nail salon, and I saw a pink French. And I was like, I need to try that. And I remember I told someone I wanted pink French, and they told me that's old lady stuff, right? They said that, oh, you about to be a grandma, feet about to be looking like you 80, just all the crazy stuff. And so once I did it, then I saw the trend of girls. I'm not saying I started the trend. I'm just saying that when I did it, then I started seeing more people come out and show that they do French on their toes. And I just think it's very classy, very cute. And also, if you don't have like a strict schedule when it comes to getting your feet done, a French gonna help you push it, baby. Okay. You might have needed that 2 months, but baby, you can push it an extra 2 weeks. Okay. So I just think like, yes, if you're gonna do something, do it for yourself. If you are one of those girls who seeks validation and compliments from men saying, oh, like, I like your toes, like that color is fire. Do you know, as a nail girly, how many men tell me day to day, oh, I want you to get orange. If you are not paying for my nail set, I don't care what you want. Like, I don't care what you like. Or they'll be like, oh, my favorite color is blue. Congratulations. Look at my pink nail set. Like, like,
and don't get me wrong, like, of course, there's always exceptions to the rules, right? Like, if I'm dating somebody and it comes out of me, you know, like I felt it in my chest that I want to ask my man, oh, hey, babe, what color you want me to get? Okay, cute. Exactly. But I'm not selecting every single color based on what a man got to say. That got nothing to do with me.
And like, when I saw this video, the first thing I say is like, I would really love for us as a society, for some people to walk outside, walk down the block, turn the left corner, find the nearest block in a park, lay on the ground and roll around and bark. I need you to get in touch with reality. I need you to touch grass. I need you to dig in dirt and smell the soil, because there is no way in your mind you think every day-to-day decision is based off of a man. Some people just like what they like. Like, that's literally what it is.
And it's also like, has to be mentally draining if every move you make is based on what is the man going to think? What is the man going to think? Because at the end of the day, if a man like you, baby, it could be bare, no toenail color, and they gonna love you down. If he love you for real. That's like,
okay, the only time I care about a man's opinion is when I walk into Home Depot, because baby, what color makes this color? What drywall sheet do you think is going to be best for the rebuild of the basement? Like, and that's the
then I'll Google it.
Okay, I'll ask ChatGPT before I sit here and take into consideration whatever a man likes. If I like it, and if my man like me, he gonna like what I got. If I ask for your opinion, give me your opinion. If I feel like I like your opinion, I will take that under consideration. But I'm not day to day living for whatever a male tells me. I'm not living. If that's the case, baby, I'll be a size 2 right now.
Girl. On to our next topic. Our girl, Angel Reese, you guys know we've talked about her several times on our podcast, but one thing about our good sister Angel Reese, she stays booked and busy and getting the money, getting to the coin. So
stay on a bag. Okay.
Exactly. WNBA star for the Chicago Sky, Angel Reese, announced that she will be walking in this year's Victoria's Secret fashion show. She's making history as the first professional athlete to ever do so. Reese shared her excitement on Instagram, calling it a surreal full circle moment. She says she plans to bring her signature confidence and energy from the basketball court to the runway. Also this week, she released or announced that she's doing a Juicy Couture kind of partnership. Like, she was on a commercial for Juicy Couture's like main perfume that like everybody knows. And also she's going to come out with like a pink set. If you know Juicy Couture, you know they have like the little 2-piece set that is like little fuzzy and cute. So shout out to her. I am very excited to see her on the runway. And one thing about her and her PR people, her agency, whoever is running her, well, not running her, but you get what I mean. Whoever her team is, they keep her booked and busy. They're like, the league may not be paying me, honey, but we're going to find other ways to bring the income. Okay.
Stop. Okay. Let me play the video for you guys really quickly. Okay, body's tea.
Okay, always has been. And I also saw a video where like they've made like fun of her. You know how social media is. Like when they do like little walkthrough thing. She is not the best high heel walker. I don't even know if that's like the right way to say it, but like, you know, walking in heels is not her strong suit. And so there was also a video where like, you know, she's practicing with somebody that is going to help her like get better at it. And what he said is like, you also got to practice at home. And that is something that I preach all the time. Like, if you want to get better at walking in heels, you need to start walking today at home. And I don't mean like walking from one corner to the next. You need to be wearing them heels to do everything in the house, to wash dishes, like act like you are just doing a normal routine with your flip-flops, because that is the only way your body is going to get accustomed to like how it feels to walk with heels. If you just wearing it one night for an hour, oh baby, you're never going to get your walk right.
Yeah, I saw that video of like them basically like doing the walking training. I was like, oh, I need that today. It's like, don't get me wrong, because you know, Shayla, remember my little, when I was walking in my cowboy boots and I was boot them and toot them, I was bow, hit, left, right, right. You feel me? Don't get me wrong. With certain heels, I could do a little step 1 too. But if you give me a stiletto today,
well, that's the true test. Because them thick heels don't even count, girl. That's a shoe.
You give me a stiletto today, baby.
Girl, she'll walk into the establishment.
Girl, oh, and Shayla has seen it. I will walk into the establishment with the heels on, and I will walk with them out. Don't ask where they are in between.
Shout out to the heel walkers.
No, honestly, Shayla, and that's something I will give Shayla credit for. When we go out and she says she's gonna wear her heel, she's gonna boot them, toot them, stomp on them, kill them. Okay, she gonna do it. Me, I will slide on a slide, a sandal, a sneaker on so quick.
Immediately.
But the thing is, that doesn't take away from my femininity. You know, I'm still dainty.
No, you're right, but I just feel like I take that as a pride. Like, if I'm gonna wear some shoes, I need to see it all the way through. But don't get me wrong, sometimes certain heels, girl, you just gotta take them off. But I gotta be like, it gotta be really, really bad.
Oh, the moment I feel a little spike of pain, oh, you know me, I don't do pain.
Now let's wrap it up.
Yup, I take it off. I put on some socks and we're gonna walk to the car. Okay. So the last thing we're gonna talk about is Bhad Bhabie. So Bhad Bhabie and her boyfriend Lavon, I hope I'm saying it right. Lavon's relationship drama continues, this time caught on camera in her latest vlog. In the video filmed in the parking lot, Bhad Bhabie is seen in pajamas yelling at Lavon to get on a tour bus. The tense exchange includes some pushing, some shouting, and emotional moments with Lavon teasing, walking away, and, you know, smoking before eventually getting on the bus, which only upset her more. Bhad Bhabie even breaks down crying during the video, which she chose to post herself on YouTube. I want to emphasize she chose herself to post on YouTube. Okay. The couple's, you know, relationship has been public for a while. Just last month, she accused Lavon of causing the death of their unborn child, while he called her a schizophrenic. Despite repeatedly saying she's done with them, the two continue to reconcile. The vlog appears to have been filmed recently, mentioning tour stops in Portland and Washington. So let me play the video for you guys really quickly.
I said you're gonna be a paperclip. I didn't say you were big.
Ask her how many times I told her not to get the marriage done.
Ask him how many times I asked him not to fuck another bitch. I asked you nicely. I am not waiting the last 10 years. I'm asking one thing, bro. Just get on the damn bus.
I put my hand on you?
Yes, you are not ready.
I'm scared now. I'm scared. Okay.
Yeah.
Watch out. I'm scared now. I'm scared. I'm scared. If you say that, I'm scared.
Okay, it didn't happen. Get on there.
I'm going to continue to be scared.
It didn't happen. It didn't happen. Get on there. It didn't happen. Get on there. Get on there.
You're faking. I know you.
Oh, Kelly, I'm not faking. I'm fucking tired. I'm fucking tired, bro. Just get on there.
Dude, foreigners.
I know, so you can see it later how mean and abusive you are.
Sweetheart, I'm going to be trying to
Just because you say sweetheart don't make a difference. You know what you're doing, you narcissist. You narcissist. Go with me.
Come on.
Go with me.
Man, calm the fuck
Get on the bus!
Why you calm down? Get on the fucking bus.
Get on it! Do not let me no kick us off!
Get up right now.
No! He's trying to bus him! Stop! You don't kick us off!
He said I could drive.
No, he's saying you
This is so like, first of all, I want to say it breaks my heart because this is so embarrassing. And I just want to say, as women, you deserve to be loved. You need to be with some people that choose you. Real love will never be like this. You know how people be like, oh, I'll be with you through the rough times and this. This is not that. Rough time means, oh, I love you so much and you're going through some sickness and I'm gonna rock with you during this hard time. Hard times is not, oh, you cheated on me multiple times and I gotta talk to you like, oh, didn't I ask you not to cheat? Huh? Baby, if I have to bring that up, I asked you not to cheat, baby, we will not be together. Again, as women, we need to make that executive decision. Choose you. Do not let a man embarrass you like this. I don't even know who the man is, to be honest. I don't know. He's probably like a professional, his own artist, whatever. But I feel like Bhad Bhabie, like for real, outside of all the commotion, I know it's funny because you have to laugh. Like you chose to post this and you know it, you don't look the greatest, okay? You are begging a man to love you. Don't ever do that. If not for you, for your daughter, because you are setting a precedent for your daughter that like this is how women are supposed to be treated. And you know that's not how women are supposed to be treated. I'm not saying they got to open every door and do this, but at the base level, he should be respecting you. Do not, it's like you are begging a man to love you. If someone does not love you, you can't force that onto them. You just can't. You can't.
Yeah. When I saw this video, at first, like I laughed because I just, anytime, you know, I have my own ill feelings when it comes to Bhad Bhabie. So like anything that happens to her, like I don't really feel bad. But then as the video continued and then I see the whining, I see the crying. First off, I busted out laughing when she's like, didn't like, I asked you nicely not to fuck other girls. What? What?
The fact you gotta even say that is embarrassing.
And he's sitting there just. So as the video continued and I see all these people, you know, like all these people who are sitting there, this is probably something that they're used to. Like they're probably used to seeing all these dramatics and everything like that. But like you crying, he's saying you're faking it. You're like, I'm not faking it. Why would I be faking it? I like at one point, like a part of me looked at that and I was just like, the right man will ruin you mentally. Like it, and I'm saying the right man in terms of like, the right man who don't care about you at all, who has no like intention of treating you right, will make sure that you lose your mind. Make sure you lose yourself. Make sure you lose all respectability before he ever decides to treat you right.
But no, I feel like at that point, don't ever give a man leverage to break you down like that. Like
exactly. And it's like, if you allow that to happen, then at one point, I can't feel more bad for you than you feel bad for yourself. And we talk about this all the time. Nobody's going to be tired until that person feels tired of being in that situation. It's like, what level of embarrassment do you have to get to before you sit there and say, you know what? Let me leave. Bhad Bhabie has been in the public eye since she was a child. You were on, I believe she was on Dr. Phil. That's when you became popular. Catch Me Outside. How about that? You've gotten on, you know, you've been in the news for all this different stuff. Don't you have cancer? I remember you sitting here talking about you going through treatment because you got cancer. Why are you not focusing on prioritizing your health?
Yeah. And also, like, no amount of good sex is worth this embarrassment. Like, that is not real love. That whatever sensation you feel that he provides, baby, that's not good. It's not a good sensation. It's not good sex. And you will 1,000%. If you think if this is the bar, you can definitely find somebody better.
Girl, I like I said, no man is carrying around a good enough shaboing boing for me to sit here and stand in a parking lot begging you to get on a bus, begging you to not cheat on me, begging you to do right for just a moment is insanity.
Does not exist.
It like the bar is in hell. And I listen, like I said, I don't really care for Bhad Bhabie, but I do know she has some fans and some people who support her who are younger. I don't want them to sit here and think that this is the standard. I don't want them to think that this is like, since this person's allowing this, this is something that I should allow for myself. Like you mentioned, she has a daughter. Set a better example for your child. Like, the things that you allow will be the behaviors you consistently see. You have allowed this man to cheat on you. You have allowed this man to play in your face publicly. And then to the point where you allowed yourself to post this YouTube video is egregious and nasty work. Like I said, don't really care what happens for her, but I think on a human level, period, especially when it comes to women, I want the best for anybody, especially who is in a toxic situation, relationship. I want you to find your happy ending. I want you to find the person who's going to return you your glass slipper instead of taking that glass slipper and slamming it on your head or your heart. I hope. Yeah,
I was gonna say, and it won't be easy. That's another thing. Like, I'm not saying, oh, you break up and you're gonna be all happy and you're gonna feel great. No, you're gonna go through that phase where you're crying yourself to bed every single night. But that is 1,000% better than staying with someone that you know is not good for you. You've already tried to go back several times. It's the same cycle. Nothing is going to change. If anything, it's going to get worse. Because as the toxicity grows, it's gonna level up. And the last thing you want is that something happens that you can't come back from.
You can always come back from stitches, bruises, and a bruised heart.
And a long night of crying.
Okay, you can't come back from the grave. So, girl, pick yourself at the end of the day. Choose yourself.
So usually around this time, we would move over to our sports corner, but the topics were extremely juicy this week. The only thing I want to know is that the WNBA finals are happening. The Las Vegas Aces are leading the series against the Phoenix Mercury, and it is looking like the Las Vegas Aces. I'm like you right now. I can't sing Aces. It is looking like the Las Vegas Aces are most likely going to win the 2025 WNBA championship. Shout out to our girl, Ajawilson. She did hit the game-winning shot for the last game. Can the Phoenix Mercury come out of this? I don't think so, but we'll see. And
I'm rooting for Asia. Okay. I love that when she got her MVP. I love the personality that she has. And you could tell, like, you know, she's doing this because she actually loves the game. So again, I hope they do win. Go ahead, girl. You and Bam, real cute. You know, I love
that.
This little tall couple looking like an 11. I love that.
So if you made it this far, thank you guys so much for supporting and watching. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, and follow us on all our social media platforms. It's at Too Much SB. Make sure you comment down below a basketball in my honor if you made it this far.
And then for me, put some money because the doctor's really trying to get your girl.
Money. All right. So on that note, thank you guys again, and we will see you guys next Friday.
Bye, y'all. Bye.